Oh, you look better than ever, man. You look beautiful.
I've been losing weight.
We're gonna review the movie Thinner by Stephen King.
Yeah, by Stephen King. What was the name that he used for Thinner? It was something else. He didn't write it under the name Stephen King.
Oh yeah, his Bachman's up in something.
Yes,
John Bachman or something.
His nom de plume.
I can't remember his other name he used. Which is a sissy move. I mean, am I doing this podcast under a different name than my own?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you should. Maybe you thought. Hey, have you thought about it?
Of course. I've thought about using my middle name.
I see what you did there.
So how is everything?
It's a riot.
Really?
It has been, yeah, it's getting there.
That's good.
Honestly, today we finally found a major location that kind of is reminiscent of the name Pig Hill. You know, Pig Hill has an image, right? I mean, when you hear the name Pig Hill, it's it's got this thing that's in your head, right? And we've been having a sore time, we've been like trying to string together a bunch of locations to do it, but we found like that center location, that's an honest to God pig barn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, an honest
that's cool.
Pig barn that we could film in. That I mean, it's weird is when you look at it, you know exactly what it smells like, and it smells exactly like that.
And there's flies. There's probably flies everywhere too, right?
Yeah, but they're big. I mean,
Yes.
They're really big. They're about the size of like Mustang fighters during World War II, right? I mean, it's
Oh man.
Yeah, it's been very interesting.
Shouldn't have locations? Isn't that something you do before you even start working? Isn't that kind of one of the first things you do?
Yeah, but it's hard.
Like with casting, you do that beforehand. Are you still looking for actors?
No, actually,
you're going to Home Depot and saying, "Does anybody want to act?"
Exactly. Itinerant day actors.
Right.
Yes, what we're looking for is a group of itinerant day actors, right? Exactly.
I think you'd find that in Hollywood, wouldn't you?
Well, on every street corner, Jesus Christ, of course you would. How do I get myself beside you up here? I don't understand.
A side view. You go like this.
Where is that view? Oh, view up here. Galley view. Oh, that's better. Oh, okay. Now I understand where I am. Yeah, I don't have much light in this hotel room. Have you noticed that hotel rooms have much less light than they used to?
Haven't really thought about it, actually.
No, they honestly, God, they really don't.
Do you know why that is? Because people's one-night stands are getting uglier and uglier.
It's sort of like 2 drinks already, right?
Right.
You start 2 drinks down. It's so true.
It's better just to have the blinds closed.
I think that you know that I don't stay conveniently in my box.
Well, why would you?
Why would I? Why would I? Somebody has to define what the word box means.
I wouldn't say that I stay inside a box either, because if I see something that needs done, I generally do it, even if it's not something I'm supposed to do.
Well, yeah, but I'm more like...
I'd probably get in trouble if I was working for somebody.
Something that needs to be done.
You yell at somebody to do it.
People to do it.
Well, that's easier.
I'm going to get somebody on that immediately.
That's easier to do that. That's why you have a first AD, second AD.
Yeah.
So what is this about? I mean, obviously we're talking about something, so we should probably.
Oh yeah, no, we're talking about the filming of Pig Hill, that's what I'm in the middle of.
Yes. Well, you're you're transitioning from pre-production to
pre-production to production. Production's first day is going to be Sunday.
Cool.
And we're all getting up and getting the script is getting all tucked in and the locations and
see, forget locations. I would have just called Corman up and said, "Hey, can I borrow can I just borrow one of your warehouses?"
Yeah, exactly. So that you can look bad that way instead of
yes, exactly. Just throw a green screen up.
Gotcha.
Or blue screen.
Exactamente. So, would you like to talk about a film? First of all, I wanted to say that this TV is Yellowjackets, right? And Yellowjackets were the name of my team in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that a weird coincidence?
That is. They had teams back in the 1800s? Sorry, man. I just
wow, that was a cut-ended dig, wasn't it?
It just came out.
That's and therein lies the rub, right?
I have no filter. It's like I don't know. It has a big hole in it.
Yeah, there you go.
I have a filter, but it's broken.
You need to change your filter.
No. Okay, so the description is basically a wildly talented college soccer team becomes the unlucky survivors of a plane crash deep in the Canadian wilderness, which actually sounds like a really boring plot. I mean, it's on the surface it seems really boring.
But I have to admit, it did kind of hook me.
I only was able to watch I don't have Showtime, so I watched the first episode and said, "Oh crap, I can't watch anymore."
That's exactly the way it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell you all about the first episode, and you have to go out and get Showtime in order to watch the rest.
Well, you can wait till the first season comes out. Usually, the first season will come out somewhere.
Yeah,
probably Amazon. But if you watch the trailer, this looks like it has promise. If you watch the first episode and combine it with the trailer, it looks like it could go somewhere that you don't think it's going to go. I mean, that's the impression I got.
That's the impression that I literally got from the first episode.
Yeah, well,
is that it was not going in a truly obvious place, right?
No, because you think it's obvious, especially the people that are in it. You have the veteran actresses, and then you have the younger actresses. Right, and you can see where some of the veterans are going, but do you really see where they're going? Do
you really know where they're going? It's you know what this is? This is sort of like Lord of the Flies, only also it has it's like Lord of the Flies is part of it, and then there's like a whole other part is what happened when they got home.
Yes, the aftermath. Yes. Actually, that would be an interesting sequel to Lord of the Flies. I don't know why nobody ever tried to do that.
Right? I mean, absolutely.
So this might be it.
How do you recover from something like that,
Or Brooke Shields in the Blue Lagoon. What happened afterwards? After all the naked time. What happened?
Yeah. After the loving.
I vaguely remember that movie, but anyway. No, this has some great actresses. I mean, Christina Ricci playing Misty, and then you had Melanie Linsky from, what's she from? Oh, like 2.5 Men. That's what I remember her from.
Oh, yeah, from 2.5 Men.
And then, of course, Juliette Lewis.
Yeah.
And then some of the younger actresses I've seen before, so this has a lot of up-and-coming actresses that I think are awesome. There's not a lot of men in this, which is interesting.
The acting is definitely above par. I mean, even on the kids, and the dialogue of the kids was not nearly as there are two ways that they do dialogue for kids that I don't like. and one of them is making them talk like adults, and the other one is making them talk like we think kids talk, right?
Right.
And they did a pretty good middle ground, because they had, basically this is a soccer team, right?
Yeah, right.
And
I think they actually cleaned it up a little bit for high school kids.
yeah, no, they did, but no, it was it's quite interesting, and there is it ends where this group is stuck in the wilderness for 15
I think it was
months,
19 months.
19 months, and thus the Lord of the Flies element came in.
Well, you see it the
really
first.
liked it.
I think it's the first scene. You see something happening.
Exactly. Right. Right.
Somebody
exactly.
running. It's how I like to start things, with action.
Actually, action that eventually becomes. We're in it.
Yeah, we're not giving anything away there, because it's obvious.
Not a thing. Yeah.
But I'm actually wanting to see more of this after watching. So I watched the first episode, then I saw the trailer afterwards, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's gonna do some interesting things, hopefully. But
right.
I'm not willing to pay for Showtime right now.
I think it's an interesting concept. I'm not even going to pretend like someday I'm going to get Showtime.
I always wait for things like that. Showtime seems to have a lot of shows that eventually come out on Amazon, at least the first season, and then eventually they'll do a couple seasons here and there, or Hulu even.
Right. No, I'm really happy with the direction that it's gone, and it exceeded all my expectations. I mean, the acting was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
But don't you think the first episode, if you only watch the first episode, it's like everything seems predictable. All the characters are predictable, including Misty, the Christina Ricci's character. I mean, everything seems boring. What are they going to do with this? I mean, you have these three characters so far that are like, oh, this sucks. Well, we did something horrible, but we didn't. I don't know what happened.
Here's the thing that they hooked really well was what happened while they were there. And obviously they made a pact not to reveal that, so part of what's going to go on is going to be the revelation of that's going to be the continuation of the series.
Right.
What I don't understand is how they can make a second season out of it, and they have.
But even that seems predictable. I mean, a plane crash, people stranded for a long time where it's really cold or you can't find food.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's more psychological.
Think about it.
I think this is definitely going to be more of a psychological type thriller thing or not really thriller, maybe just psychological drama.
Right, yeah.
But anyway, I think I'll watch it more, but maybe a year from now we'll talk about the rest.
Yeah. We'll talk about. You know what? I tell you what, Showtime. We'll talk about it when it's free.
I think some of the executives at all these places, Showtime, HBO, all those places, they should have already given us a free subscription by now.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, absolutely, because we've been throwing people their way left and right.
Yeah, and all these big movie studios, they should have been, like Universal, they should have been giving us like Paramount Plus. Paramount should have given us something. Not Universal, but
yeah.
What about that? What's that one company?
Seven people to the table.
New Line Cinema should be sending us movies, like just in the mail. Just send us a ton of movies before they come out.
Exactly. Why aren't you doing that?
I don't know. Anyway.
So anyway, you know what? I want to rate this like a 3.5. That's.
I'm kind of at a 3.5 because it's very predictable right now, but I see hints of change.
But there's hints of greatness in the acting. The
acting is brilliant. Actually, I think it's great.
Right. Yeah. So
I can't say anything
you know,
bad about the acting at all.
if the writing holds up, if the writing,
Even if I knew about acting, I couldn't say anything bad.
none of us understand actors.
I heard somebody say something. I can't remember who. I think it might have been Steven Spielberg. I don't know, but I remember I was watching this. I think it was E.T. It was E.T. I was watching E.T. and it was Steven Spielberg talking about all the actors he hired for it, and he said, "You just hire the actors you trust, and you let them do their thing. You don't really tell them what to do. You just let them do it."
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was a good policy, and I think that some of the best movies come out that way. It's like you hire the right people for the part. You let them decide what the character is going to do.
They put it together. Yeah, no, I totally believe that. You know, and some of them.
I mean, look at Robert Englund. He did that, right?
Absolutely. And then I mean, you know, you get somebody like why can't I the Shining? Somebody The Shining, where you have Jack Nicholson runs away with it and actually makes it kind of a different movie.
No, totally.
The book or the script, right?
I almost said Jack Lemmon. Now imagine that movie. Jack Lemmon in The Shining. No, when you said Jack, I was like thinking Lemmon. I'm like, what?
All work and no play. All work and no play. All work and no play. See what happened there? That's a completely different movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just what I'm saying.
I mean, I would try to do Jack Nicholson and the Nutty Professor. Okay, I'm done. Anyway.
I'm not sure that's been done.
Leonardo DiCaprio needs to do some of that stuff. Just do some wacky things.
Oh, some wacky,
He's trying to follow Jack Nicholson path, you know, like, oh, just be mysterious and weird all of my life and have women everywhere. That doesn't sound very much fun.
Why wouldn't you? Well, I have heard some on-set stories about Jack Nicholson, man.
I bet you have.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah.
Well, even now, I've seen clips of him like playing golf and stuff, and he's always very interesting. Speaking of outside of the box.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that at least in the early days that he kept everybody around him high. He wasn't one of those people that just got high. He got all of us high. Everybody's going to get high.
Was it
Everybody must get stoned.
Was it kind of a Willie Nelson thing where if you're just in the same room, you're basically high?
Yeah, well, yeah, but not that kind of high. You know?
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Totally different.
Totally.
Which I know nothing about. So.
Totally different thing.
But yeah, no, that was an '80s. That was an '80s kind of thing, wasn't it? I mean,
70s and 80s, real 70s and 80s. But you know what? It was also the 20s and 30s.
That's right.
Yeah,
cyclical.
If you were in Hollywood.
So that means we're about due for another another round, right?
Another blast from the past. See what I did there?
No, but your descriptions of people doing that on sets, like you told me, I can't remember what movie it was, but you're talking about a set where people were just sitting around after having a blast, and they were just sitting around staring into space, not getting anything done. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound very good.
That's right. 3 o'clock on the set, you know.
That seems productive.
Yeah,
very productive.
Yeah, just you know what? Heaven's Gate was more like check the gate. You know what I say? Check the gate.
How many?
That was always the phrase is like, hey man, you check the gate. I don't know what our podcast listeners are going to think I was doing, but
You mean the people that hear the audio only?
They hear the audio only and think, what the hell was he doing? You know?
Look, oh, this is a very religious show. It's talking about Heaven's Gate. Check the gate.
Check Heaven's Gate. Exactly. So, with that, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go check the gate.